G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Rundown Under with Mags, my little video series where whenever something interesting pops up I have a chance to talk to you guys about it. And this one is going to be a little bit of a special one, and hopefully not too long because I'm actually a little pressed for time. It's actually sort of only just occurred to me that I've spoken about this on Discord and a little bit on social media. I think I've mentioned it once or twice, but I've never actually addressed the channel with it. I'm getting married next weekend. I've been with my missus for about, well, over 6 years at this point. I actually cannot remember how long we've been together for. And honestly, I refer to her as my wife all the time because she basically has been. For the most part, this wedding is really doing the formality stuff, but we've been in that kind of a relationship for a very, very, very long time, but the time has come around to actually make things completely official. So, Saturday the 2nd, I am going to be standing at an altar waiting for her to walk down the aisle and actually doing the whole wedding thing, which incidentally is why videos have been a little bit sporadic over the last few weeks. On here on the channel, because clearly I've actually been a little preoccupied with other stuff. So yeah, that is most certainly a thing that is going on this end, and thankfully things should return back to normal once that has passed, but it is consuming a lot of my time at the moment, as I'm sure you can imagine. So, what else has been going on in the real world? Well, as I'm sure some of you realise, Gamescom is running at the moment. I won't be covering any of the streams live because, quite frankly, I don't have the bandwidth to do so, but I will be doing some post-commentary on anything I find interesting that comes out this year. I will be specifically looking at the Star Citizen presentation because, obviously, we're all waiting for information on Squadron 42 and patch 3.0 for Star Citizen, so I'm hoping there'll be some information in there, and I sort of cover that one every single year. On conventions, however, I will be attending PAX this year. I went last year privately, just quietly snuck into the venue, had a little bit of a look around. It was my first time actually going to a convention of any sort, and I just sneaked in on the Saturday. This year I will be going in with some better recording equipment, so I'll be able to do some more detailed coverage, and I will be there for all 3 days. So if any of you happen to be going to PAX Australia, that is PAX in Melbourne, I will be there, so keep an eye out for my ugly mug. I will post some photos of me before I leave so that people know who they're looking for. So beyond that and onto the games, DCS World. We've seen some new screenshots of the Strait of Hormuz map that is looking absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to go screaming between the buildings in Dubai. It's going to be fantastic fun. Rather gorgeous looking map too. You can see all of the DCS 2.0 lighting effects coming into full effect with this map. It is really stunning to look at. Razbam is of course ticking along with the Harrier 2 module, and this one is looking really advanced. If I found out in the next week that the beta module for this was about to become available, it would not surprise me in the slightest. It's so advanced and I'm pretty confident, without having any information, so this is just speculation, I'm pretty sure we're going to have this one before the end of 2017. I would expect a release probably somewhere late October, maybe November, at least for the beta section of the module, so the first public release, so it's available just before Christmas. It seems like the logical time to actually put it out, and it's a place where DCS has released modules in the past. I can see the Harrier potentially being a lot of fun flying alongside the current A10C module, as it is a subsonic primary ground attacker, but the VTOL capabilities of the aircraft are going to be an entirely new skill set for everybody who buys it to actually learn. VTOL is not easy, as I've been finding out in other simulations recently, but some of those will be on the channel soon. Then, of course, there was Belsimtech's announcement of the development of the F4E and the Hind P. There are actually a few photos floating around now of very early development of the Phantom. The Phantom is going to be a long way off, and so is the Hind, but these are two aircraft that I'm really looking forward to, and they are coming from Belsimtech, so they're aircraft that I know are going to be meticulously designed and extremely detailed in every single area. I cannot wait to fly them. In fact, I can see the Hind and the Phantom down the track once the hype for the F-14 has died down, being the new F-14 in regards to the hype train that everybody is waiting for. And speaking of the F-14, Heatblur released earlier today that they are going into crunch mode on the Tomcat. Now, they've made this announcement before. The last time was with the Viggen, before that was with the MiG-21. It generally means the developers are moving into the last stage of development and they're getting ready to make that big push to actually get it to beta. Does that mean we're going to see the Tomcat in 2017? I hope so, but I'm not banking on it. I'm actually thinking probably Q1 2018, but I am hoping that I'm very wrong here. At absolute earliest, I would expect a pre-Christmas release. So, stepping away from DCS, we go to IL2, the Battle of Kaban. Currently, they are still in heavy development. We are a couple of weeks out of receiving the HS-129. Hopefully, we won't be much longer than that. It'll be the next aircraft in. I know I'm a little bit behind on doing reviews on aircraft for the new planes that are being released into IL2, but I will be fixing that up as soon as the wedding and the insanity that it involves is finally over and done with, and I can sit back, cool my heels, and take a really good look at these planes in detail. As for the rest of it, I think a picture is worth 1,000 words, so take a look at this little clip from the latest development build of the Battle of Kaban and see for yourself where she's currently sitting. And last but not least, I have to talk about War Thunder. Obviously, War Thunder is the big news at this point in time. Rank 6 is being released into ground forces. Currently no mention of what's going to go on with air forces, but seeing as this has all sort of stemmed from that early test at April Fool's earlier this year, which everyone could kind of see was less of an April Fool's and more of a test to see how people would react to modern tanks, I suspect there will be an announcement for Rank 6 aircraft that will include helicopters in the near future. So, I keep getting asked, how do I feel about this? Well, I sort of already covered it in that April Fool's video that I did back in April. I really like the idea. I really like the spawn mechanics. I'm still disappointed that those spawn mechanics haven't found their way into realistic battles as they currently stand, because that was fantastic fun. Hugely improved the game. I am concerned about the grind and people getting in. People are going to come into War Thunder trying to get access to these vehicles, and as it currently stands from Gaijin's announcements, the grind through Rank 5 will not be changing at this time. Once Rank 6 is fleshed out enough, they will be reducing the RP cost on the Rank 5 vehicles, but that will only be once enough vehicles have made it into all the tech trees to warrant them doing so. In between now and then, getting through to a Rank 5 vehicle is going to be as difficult now as it ever was, and then you're going to have the Rank 6 vehicles to grind out on top of that. The Rank 6 vehicles aren't supposed to be any more expensive, but that does still extend the grind by the simple nature of there being more of them, which has me concerned. This is an entirely new section of the game, Rank 6, Modern Cold War Vehicles. They are going to need players to play them, but currently only a small subset of the player base of War Thunder actually has access to even the Rank 5 vehicles, with some people, some of the more casual players, which make up the majority of the community, simply not having the time to be able to grind them out due to the incredibly large amount of work that it takes to get access to these vehicles in the first place. My concern is that if Rank 6 does not launch with a full overhaul of the current research point system and the amount of research points required to get through tanks, that this may die in the arse before it has a chance to build up momentum.
because the only people that will be able to easily get access to the rank 6 vehicles will be those that already have access to the rank 5s. People trying to push up from rank 1 and rank 2, especially more casual players, will be looking at months to, in some cases with some players, years of grind before they can actually get that far based on the amount of time they have available. This means a very small subset of the community will be playing these new vehicles. Small numbers of players lead to long queue times. Long queue times leads to boredom, with people waiting for these queues to actually launch, which of course leads to less people playing them and going to where the majority of the players are. War Thunder's Ground Forces research point grind has always been terrible, all the way back to when there were just 2 nations in the tree, and it's never improved. Rank 6 is the time to do a full overhaul. The release of Rank 6 should include it. If it doesn't, it is going to cause problems. It is going to generate salt, it's going to generate more complaints, and it is going to turn people away from getting access to these new vehicles that Gaijin is clearly spending a lot of time trying to develop, which is a real shame because that little taste we had at Easter was fantastic fun. The vehicles were interesting and fun to play, and I so hope they introduce those respawn mechanics. Those respawn mechanics were absolutely fantastic. They made the game far more dynamic, they made it far more fun. There was nobody that was angry about getting shot in that event. There was nobody that was salty, and there was at no point that the battle lulled. It was full on from the time the battle started to the time it ended. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. Sorry about a little bit of rambling in here. I just wanted to get a few updates out that have, well, really needed to be covered on the channel, and also to let you know why the videos have been a little bit all over the shop recently. Now you know, as of next weekend, I will be officially a married man. I will have the ring on my finger and I will be able to get back to work. Alright, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, until next time, click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.